It is Wednesday, August 6th. I'm recording this early, so hopefully it gets out to you early. I want to go golfing. First things first, I want to make mention and apologize because if you go down here and you go to the newsletter, okay? This newsletter last night, there is a process that I have to follow in order to put a paywall at the end of the newsletter. I forgot to do it, so it puts a paywall at the beginning. So if you got your email and you scroll down, you only saw like 1 or 2 lines. That's the reason for it. My apologies. I didn't mean to do it, but I think my take on last night's newsletter was really, really good. I worked on it a little bit. You can see all the charts with Palantir and HIMS and LMND, all of that. And then you scroll down, there's the tools I use, the links to the actual podcast, and then all of the notes. So again, the newsletter, I screwed it up in your email box, but if you go to the website or you go to the app, the actual email, you can read the entire thing. It's not behind a paywall. My apologies about that one. It's just my dumbass. And again, all the links are on Linktree if you want. The first one, TrendSpider. Let's talk about TrendSpider because they are having a contest, okay? They're having a contest where they want you to develop your own indicator. That's it. So there are some videos that Mike goes over here, but here's the deal, and this is the key. You're going to go to this website, okay? And the link will be in the newsletter. You'll go to this website. You'll hit register now, okay? This is the key. They are so excited about this opportunity. They are giving you, if you don't have TrendSpider access, they are giving you a free 14-day trial. You heard me right. A free 14-day trial for you to code your own indicator. Okay. Again, the link will be in my newsletter. It will be at the top. This will be on my take because of the tens of thousands of people that will listen to this episode, I don't want to hear, well, I can't get TrendSpider because it's too much. They are giving you a free 14-day trial for entering this contest. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to go hit register now. I'm also going to put a link to here. Here's the hackathon details, the hackathon video, the registration form, guide from migrating from PRIM script. Don't let it intimidate you. A lot of this is AI. Start learning. Connect to external APIs. You can do an indicator with Polymarket. Okay, the GPT builder and the submission form, they go over it all. Okay, the key point is going to be going to my newsletter and doing that. And again, a free 14-day trial. And say you're not a reader and this kind of stuff, I don't want to I don't want to do anything like this. There's the store. I mean, you could literally, on your 14-day trial, put in and import any of these indicators, any of these scanners, anything. You're not getting my 4-hour. You got to sign up for an annual plan to get that kind of stuff. But if you're not even a reader, Mike just did a video for you, and literally he takes you through everything. He takes you through how to code all of this stuff. He gives you an example. So he shows you exactly how easy this is. And it's simple. It's a contest. You want to do some work? You want to learn some charts? Get a free 2-week trial. Again, free 2-week trial. Now let me talk about this. Because one of the things that I was doing while Mike was announcing this yesterday live on YouTube was he said, hey, we've got this power gap, recent power gap scan right here. Okay. And it's scanned. Now I want to show you some stocks that I found yesterday with this scan, which are up enormously. Okay. First one, BWXT. This is BWX, and I saw this gap up here, okay? It's going. Are we going to the moon? Because you may not know BWXT. This is the technology that is going to put nuclear on the moon. I'm officially calling it, we've reached the top. I mean, at this point, you're talking about nuclear power on the moon, and you're putting a bet in on BWXT based on nuclear power on the moon. But it gapped up yesterday on this. This is the example of catalysts that go crazy. Now, is this a nutso one? Look at this weekly chart. Had you bought this on the dip in April, you were at $89, okay? The low, $84. So you could have gotten it at 89. Right as the weekly MACD down below the oscillator, the RSI was as low as 33. BWXT, again, it's nuclear power. That's what it is. And they reported Q2 adjusted earnings, revenue that easily beat analyst estimates, while emerging late Monday that the Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, was set to announce to build nuclear on the moon. I mean, you want a cocktail? That's a cocktail. Is it going to go up from here? I don't know. The market knows, but it's up 0.4% in the pre-market. Now you can see it's 52-week highs, 189. It's trading at 182 right now. If we go to the valuation, they're trading at 48 times forward earnings. You go to their financials, what are they making? They have a pretty good financials. This is an aerospace and defense company. Market cap $16 billion. So it's not one of these like little ones. But again, if you're building nuclear on the moon and this is the company, I mean, the government's going to spend a ton of money. Now let's look at another one that I found in this gap, because this is, again, it's a power gap scanner. It's Lemonade. This is one that I brought up Monday, that I had mentioned. If this could beat earnings, this with a 24% short interest could take off. Now, it's not a company that I'd ever invest in. It's a growth company. You are investing in this. It's an insurance on demand company. Okay. This one got a lot of traction during 2020. And then the Texas disaster down there with the energy stuff, because they were able to get on demand insurance on their houses, blah, blah, blah. Yesterday, 30% gain. Boom. Showed up in the power gap. Again, you can see it. Showed up in the power gap scanner. Now, I didn't know about, I know about Lemonade and I had brought it up, but the 4-hour algorithm got you in at $47. Are we going higher? Look at the weekly. That's a stock that is trending higher. Trending higher. And you can see it has huge volatility. And I found that one in just in that scanner. Now, Clear, this one, symbol YOU. This was up 6% yesterday. Why? Great earnings. Again, a power gap. Is this one going to fill this gap up to 37, which would be a nice move? Maybe it's going back there. It's at 32 right now. Look at the weekly chart. We've started to come back. The 50 days moving positive. Your MACD is not extended right now. Maybe you're going back to 38 to double top. Maybe you're going back to 54. Again, their earnings were fantastic. Fantastic. This is the company that, by the way, when you're waiting in line at the airport and then they come and they're super nice to you and they're saying, hey, I know you're waiting in line. You want to speed through this? It's like the hamburglar coming to McDonald's and tricking Grimace into giving him a hamburger. That's what Clear is like. Again, found that one on this power gap. Another one on the power gap. Lincoln National Corporation. I didn't even know what this one was doing. But if you go and research this one, in Seeking Alpha, LNC, it's a strong buy in the quant. I had no idea. Again, a power gap. We've moved from 34 to 38 through earnings with good earnings. And you look at this weekly chart. Now you're trading under the 200-day, or you're just getting above it. And the 50 days moving positive. That's a pretty good rebound, if you ask me. And again, for a company that's a strong buy in the quant, that's one to look at. Okay, another one to look at, BE. This one, Bloom Energy. This is interesting because you're going back up here. Where's that line come from? Well, let's go back to the weekly. And all I did, remember how I like these, the November 2021 highs? This was February and January of 2021. $45. Where are you trading right now? $37. And again, it showed up on this power gap. Now the 4-hour algorithm has you in here at 20. You're trading at 37. And one other one that showed up. There's two other ones, okay? But this one was the big one, Rocket. Remember when I mentioned how Rocket, if it's going to sit at that $15 and it had good earnings, boy, look out for that one because it could come back. You can see how it pulled back here. It used 15 as support. Where's it trading right now? $18.03. It's down 1% at like $17.79. Where's it going to next? Well, maybe it's going to 20. That's a pretty damn good move if you ask me. And then a final one that I found in this, PRIM. This is Prim Oris Service Corporation. I had no idea what they did, but I found it. Here you go, up 16% yesterday. They outlined $2.5 billion in renewable revenue target. And guess what? This is a strong buy across the realm right there. Okay, it's a $5.87 billion market cap. It's an industrial. It's trading at its all-time near its 52-week high. Now, what's interesting about this one? I said, you know what? This one, it's at 73 back here in June. You could have, a huge gain. You covered this gap. It's all up there. Has it run? Well, go and look at the weekly. The weekly's interesting because we're still running from this one. Look at this from the April lows of $50. $50. So again, there are stocks in this that you can find just by using TrendSpider. And I love this thing. I love when I have time to just sit down and find opportunities like that. And it's just in that, again, you have access to it. Just go up here to the upper right and look at recent power gaps. It's a great scan. Find stocks that help. Now, one that showed up yesterday, JC Parrots wrote this. I was at a small market by the lake this weekend in line to pay, and the people behind me were talking about UNH stock. That is usually an indicator when your taxi driver, when your grandmother, when somebody who isn't into stocks starts talking about a stock, that's go time. Okay, that's usually, okay, we're going to fly. But what does this mean? The Elliot Wave. I have no idea. I've never been a huge, JC writes, I've never been a huge Elliot Wave guy, but it's hard not to see this. And I didn't know what the hell that meant. So I went and asked Perplexity. Again, this tweet from JC Parrots discusses his observation about United Health Group. It goes through it. The summary, JC Parrots is pointing out that UNH stocks has seemingly played out a textbook Elliott Wave decline, possibly indicating that the stock's drop could be near done. He also notes that widespread public discussion of the stock could be contrarian signal that the bottom is near. Is that something you want to follow? Have we turned a corner? Well, I would say not yet. But we're probably close. This one, just based on valuation, it could get killed. Because valuation doesn't always matter. And this one, with bad news, it could get killed. But with five Elliott waves and this one being previous support, I think you get back above 300 at some point in time. I am not investing in this one. Absolutely not. Just be perfectly clear. I am not investing in this one. I don't like it. Okay? That's it. Now, if you're if you have Seeking Alpha and you want to know how to journal, This is how to use the new notes section in Seeking Alpha Premium. It's a 1 minute long video. And I always tell you, you should be journaling, because when somebody comes and asks me, and I get about 5 to 10 emails a day, hey, what do you think of this stock? And I got one yesterday, I think about quantum, and saying, I'm in this one. Should I sell it? It's run up too much. I think it was about Credo. I'm nervous about the Credo. Credo's run so much. Should I get rid of it? Well, I'm the guy who sold Credo at 95. You're not. You're still in this at 111. Should you sell it? Well, I sold half my position. What was your journal saying you would sell it at? Because I said, as it gets towards 100 in my journal, I want to look at this. I want to make sure that I'm locking in some profits. That's what I said in my journal. What did you say in yours? Again, the journaling section, a fantastic tool in Seeking Alpha. And Seeking Alpha Premium, it is unmatched. You get $30 off and a free 7-day trial. Okay? I'm going to bring up the top 50 second half stocks and their performance. Just go and get that article. Okay, I was going to try and show this, but I can't show this. I put up a poll in Spotify about will August end, and I think it ended, but I put up a poll in the August 1st episode. I said, will August end up positive or negative with the S&P? It's completely split. 52.2% are bulls, 47.8% are bears. The audience is completely split. If we look at a monthly candle right now you're positive. You see that green? We opened up at 575 and you're sitting at 577. It doesn't feel like we've been going up because it's only 0.28%. We're trading kind of sideways. In July, we were up 2.58%. In June, we were up 5.12%. In May, you were up 5.17%. That is part of the 2 greatest months in the S&P for a very long time. So do I expect that? I personally, I don't know who's going to be right. The market knows who's going to be right. And if you're just guessing without a thesis, you're just guessing. Mine, I'm a bull because earnings are coming in really well. But why would I be a bear? Because we've had this crazy push from April to August. And here, Bank of America, you're going to start hearing the word recession a lot. Bank of America sees 1 to 1.5% growth in 2025, no recession, no rate cuts. They're seeing no rate cuts. We talked about it yesterday. If September has rate cuts, I think housing may be the sector that goes. But Bank of America is seeing nothing. No matter which direction the market goes, it doesn't stop me from being a long-time buy and hold investor. I wasn't selling at the beginning of the month because the market's still directionally up. You can see it. Directionally, you're still in a bull market in VOO. So once the thesis changes, that's when my hypothesis will change. So if you're going in and you're saying, hey, there's got to be a pullback, I'm going to sell, that's not the way to do it. You need to use the charts to tell you the direction. And right now, the direction is still up. Still up. Now, as far as HIMS yesterday, this was super interesting. Go to a 5-minute chart, and I'm going to turn on the after hours right here. Because what was super interesting was with that earnings report, if you had been watching HIMS, okay, you could have bought at this 55 saying, hey, Gary said it's going to probably go up to this $64 at some point. I'm not sure where, but boy, at 57, we have confirmation and we're going for a run. This goes literally, if you bought at 55 or 57 from 9:30 in the morning and you hit 64 at 10:15, 45 minutes, a nice gain of 10%. You lost confirmation right here at 62. Sell out. It's as simple as that. It really is. I mean, this was literally the open yesterday for many stocks was huge. And then we saw the pullback. And yesterday I put in this, okay? Uber trading yesterday was up while the market was down. Let's go and look at this one. And I'll have all the earnings in a little bit. But what I want to show you is the market yesterday. And we're going to look at a 5-minute chart if I can freaking hit it right there. So yesterday, during that market pullback, Uber didn't pull back. It pulled back late in the day, which wasn't good. And then you saw it just kind of flatten out. Right now, it's up 0.58%. Uber is a $100 stock. This was a move just based on this. I put this into Substack yesterday and I said, hey, I think it's a $100 stock. If you can get it under 90, I think you should get it 90. Now, I also want to point out the top 10 stocks for the second half. We just talked about Seeking Alpha, how good it is. Well, the top second half stocks, they're killing it. Okay? This is the performance of 1 week. 1 week in those top 10 stocks. 1 week. One stock is up 78%. I gave it to you earlier this week. One stock is up 14%, another 6. That's 1 week. You only have 3 that are down in 1 week. 7 are up. The portfolio is killing it. Get the Seeking Alpha top 10. Again, you can get this by going to Linktree, and I suggest you get the bundle. Why? Because the bundle comes with alpha picks. It's a data-driven portfolio. You get 1 pick on the first, 1 pick on the second. We already got a pick on the first. It's taken off. It's absolutely taken off. And here's the performance. 193% versus the S&P at 64%. You can buy your VOO and make 64%, or you can buy the Alpha Picks portfolio. I am in the middle of readjusting my Alpha Picks portfolio. I'm putting more money in. That's my decision. I don't always announce it. You're managing your own money. You're doing your own thing. But again, the bundle, if I were a paying customer, again, I'm an affiliate, so I get these things for free. But when I was a paying customer, I had TrendSpider and I had Seeking Alpha Premium. Then they offered me the Alpha Picks portfolio, and I said, you know what? I'm getting it. And this bundle is new. It saves you $150. Go over to Linktree. You can find all the links to anything that you want on Linktree. The performance is unbelievable. Now, this is why you follow politicians. Back on 2/14, this Nancy Pelosi stock tracker flagged Representative Fleischman buying $15,000 of global uranium. He sits on 6 committees that oversee energy. Okay? He filed here. Year to date, URA is up 40%. URA, global ETF. Now let's go and use Sidekick, okay? I want to use this. Can you insert government buys on the URA stock chart on my screen? Let's see if it'll do it. It might tell me that this is Sidekick. This is the new AI companion. Your chart content has been shared to the LLM, and it will put it on this chart. So we can go back and look at it. But this is what TrendSpider is working to, where everything is automated in an LLM. And you basically get it done. You're seeing it live on my screen right now. Mike has shown this live on his screen a bunch of time, added 2 annotations to your chart. So then we can go back, once it's actually done, then I can go back. Yeah, Senator R. Carpenter, partial sale. Made with URA. So let's see what it put on here. There you go. Buy, sell, Carper. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it pulled up the other one. But again, that was May. Oh, it's only doing it on the visible portion of this. Let's see if it put the January back here. No, it didn't put the January one. because it didn't calculate it, to be honest with you. There we go. Let's go back to the daily. And let's do it here, because maybe that'll do it. Government uranium. Can you add even more to the current chart on the screen? And you may not, this may be boring content and stuff, but I want to show you the power of what this kind of stuff does. Your chart's content has been shared to the LLM. So again, this is the power of what TrendSpider can do. You want to find a strategy? You want to find out if this one works better? You want something explained on your screen? This is the key to it. It's like having your own analyst in your back pocket and saying, hey, TrendSpider, tell me what I'm looking at. Tell me if there's an indicator that I might be able to use to better enhance my strategy. Again, Sidekick, it's in beta. It should launch within the next couple of weeks. If you have TrendSpider and you haven't gotten access to Sidekick, email me. I'm sending them emails of of people who have signed up through me to try and see if we can get you added. And again, it's in early, so it's not perfect. There are some errors that come through, so you do have to check check the actual answer. But there's even a Karen mode on here that'll tell you off. It is fantastic. When they launch it, they're going to have a lot more documentation with everything, but you're seeing everything that you can do with Sidekick. Again, anything that you can do with Perplexity and stuff like that, you can do on Sidekick. So I don't see it here. Maybe I closed it too soon. Again, not great to do live on the air, but that's the kind of thing where you see it and you can go and you can put it on. Now let's talk about earnings. AMD was the big one yesterday, the big one. Double beat. Again, if you bought this yesterday, we're going to look at AMD. If you were watching earnings and say you were scalping earnings after hours, I'm going to go to a 1-minute chart because this one just flew yesterday. Okay. Say you were scalping and you said, you know what? I like this one. And you were on the 1-minute chart here at 415. It dipped down to 170. Okay, could have gotten it to 179. Nice little move. And then you lost confirmation. It was a good earnings period. Now, why is the stock down in after hours? In after hours, the stock is down 5%. Why? Just a couple of reasons. It was a great quarter. Guidance was excellent. China, Lisa Su said it's closed. They want to see it back up. So again, you were priced for perfection at 174. Where are you trading right now? At 165. Are you getting back to the highs of March 2024, which was around $224? If China opens up, expect it to go back there. Expect it to go back to all-time highs. Again, if you want to read all of the management report, the data center growth slows, but again, if China opens up, expect this one to get back to all-time highs. It is expensive. It is incredibly expensive. I don't own this one. But you can see the 52-week high is 182. If you go back here and we look at this, back in March of 2024, you were at the all-time highs. We have broken that downtrend. Significantly, you've broken that downtrend. Now, where you're trading right now, you're trading right around this high in November 2021. It wants to stay there. It needs to provide that support for it to make the next move higher. If you see it go down below, my suggestion, if you want to get into this, buy it when it's below that 165. You can sit there and hold it. Again, this is a company that will be around, that will absolutely be doing things in the future with AI and with chips. They are a very well-run company. Lisa Su is a great CEO. Supermicro got smoked. Bad earnings. Where is this business going? Okay, because this is a server business with all of these chips being released from NVIDIA and from AMD. They need racks. That's typically SMCI. It is down 16% at 47. Why? Well, where's your 52? Where's your 200-day? It's at around 42. Expect that to be some support. If you want to buy this one, again, it was a crazy bad quarter. I didn't read exactly all about it because I still don't trust SMCI, but this is a great trading stock. Want to know why? Look at the 4-hour algorithm. You make 92% versus 75% if you buy and hold. You win 40% of the time. Now, the 4-hour algorithm has you in, but you were up 77% going into these earnings, okay? 77% from this April run. If you didn't take some off the table, you're just not paying attention. It's always risky. And for a trading stock, I like to take some off the table. If this was an investment, you don't care about the earnings. If your thesis has changed, that's when you care about the earnings, but you don't trim a stock going into earnings if you've got a long-term investment and that's your thesis. A trading stock, absolutely, you trim it. Now, one that killed it, Arista Networks. Revenue growth, $8.75 billion for 2025 as AI and enterprise demand accelerates, up 11%. This one is getting ready to take off. I like this one. I don't own it. Full disclosure. It is on my watch list. It is not something that I currently own, but that 132 up there, guess where it's trading? 132. Previous all-time highs in January. It's made its round trip. Now, when you look at the weekly, are we extended? Not as much as we were in January, but we're up there. It's going to try and use this 130. If it uses that as support, it's going to continue higher. Use your charts. Look at previous all-time highs. As it starts to go above, we'll talk about this with Disney. But Arista Networks, fantastic quarter. It was on the watch list. Astera Labs, ALAB is the symbol. ALAB killed it, up 20%. Strong buy in the quant. You should see Wall Street price target get taken up because Wall Street right now, their price target is 109. It is trading at 162. Yes, you're going to see that one get taken up. Now, this one hasn't been out. It's only been out for 16 months. It was an IPO. And you can see these previous highs right here at 146. You're trading at 162. If you look at a weekly chart on this, we don't have a 200-day. We just got the 50-day. But you're back above this. The 150, hopefully that sets up as a support level on a pullback. If it does, get ready for it to push forward. It is incredibly expensive. Incredibly expensive. 100 times forward earnings. The PEG ratio is 1.77, so it's below 2. But at 162, do I want to buy this one at all-time highs there? Probably not. Probably not. But again, it killed it and they guided higher. It's a fantastic company. The car business, this is a tough effing business. RIVN got smoked. You knew everything going into this that was going to happen. I'm not sure why it's getting smoked. This makes no sense to me because I don't think there was any surprise in these earnings whatsoever. But I also am not a holder of this. Hamid, who I've gone over for the last couple of times, he's a holder of this, okay? He's a holder of this and SMCI, and he gave you all of his thoughts. He's fantastic at this, by the way. So the key point is going to be getting RIVN to the R2. And by the way, this is the CEO. This was a great interview. It's 4 minutes long. If you own RIVN, if you want to own RIVN, I suggest you watch this. I don't own RIVN. I don't want to own RIVN. It's not something that I'm interested in. I'm more interested in Tesla. And I've only got a certain bandwidth for car companies. That's it. So do I want to own RIVN? No, I have no interest in it. I have Tesla. And do I want to expand to RIVN? I don't know. If I start to see RIVN stock trading better, then maybe I do. But on a weekly basis, I'm just not seeing the opportunity right now. Again, it would be a trade. So go and read Hamid's thing. Toast killed it. They are down in pre-market. They killed it. Killed it. But what happens when you kill it and you've run up? Year to date, it's up 30%. You pull back. And where are you pulling back to? Well, there's a gap from the last earnings to 36. Will you pull back to there? I don't know. It's incredibly expensive. 52 times forward earnings. This is a fintech product, and the sector trades at 10. Everything else is fantastic. Its growth, 26% revenue growth year over year. Profitability, fantastic. Cash from operations, $459 million. The momentum, unbelievable. And the revisions, they're really good. They're really, really good. Again, the summary of this one is great. How am I going to ever get into this one? I don't know. Right now, I'd like it as a trade just because of the value of this one, but I haven't gotten into it. I would love to get back into this if it drips down and starts to cover this gap. Again, bandwidth for me. This is a stock that I love, that I see in all my restaurants that I go to, but it's bandwidth. I've got plenty of stocks that I need to watch. One that I'm not necessarily looking at, Snapchat. This one got smoked. It's down 17%. I thought it was going to be great because Meta and Google had great advertising revenue. You know what these fuckers did? This was the problem. They had software that actually ran ads without charging customers. That's the key. Without charge. I thought you were going to start to see a pop back up here into the upper half, which is above 11. I thought that was crazy, great opportunity. And then you go and you don't charge for advertising. Well, that's nuts. The CEO has a lock on the stock. There can't be an activist. I believe that there is way more cash in this business if you got an activist in there to actually trim those operations. But Snap right now, it would be a trade for me, if anything. Just because I'm not a huge fan of it right now. What I am a huge fan of is Disney. Okay? Disney, we've talked about this chart, and I talked about 120 being the resistance level, and you're seeing it pull back now. Okay? It hasn't put in that 140 support level. It's been resistance. And we can look at it on a weekly basis, on a daily, on a 4 hour, whatever you want. That 120 has been resistance. But once it gets over that, I think it's a pretty clear path up to 150. And that's not a bad thing. Okay? Disney launching their own streaming service in August. This is a great move by Disney, by the way. This is a fantastic move. ESPN standalone service, I think they're going to get subscribers. I think it's huge. They just bought the NFL network. Okay? NFL network and Red Zone. Plus, they're merging the fantasy platforms for those. That's a huge opportunity. Disney is a strong buy in the quant. Okay? Its valuation is a little bit stretched, but you're trading at 20 times forward earnings. Now, what you have to ask yourself, and I'm going to put up this chart for you, but you have to ask yourself, is Disney better than owning it outright, or maybe in an ETF? Okay? Maybe in an ETF like XLC or VOO. Is Disney going to outperform? Well, over 1 year, Disney has outperformed both of those. XLC slightly. Again, remember, an ETF is a great alternative to having a single stock. If this one starts to dip again and you own XLC, maybe you don't have that huge downturn. Because over 3 years, look at XLC against Disney. 3 years, XLC is up 87%. Disney is only up 10%. VOO is up 51%. Again, Bandwidth. Do you want to own Disney or do you want to own an ETF with Disney? Because if you go to XLC, Disney is 4%. It is in the top 10 holdings, but you also get Meta, you get Google, you get Netflix, you get T-Mobile. You get a lot of other stocks and you're shielded. So my thing would be Disney. Is it a great single stock? If you go to Disney, if you're a Disney adult and you're going to the Magic Kingdom, you and your whatever, your significant other enjoy Disney, go and buy Disney stock because it's not trading that expensive compared to the S&P. Now, one that I love, Uber. Uber earnings per share missed, but revenue beat. The stock initially, we can go and look at the stock. It initially reacted down. Now, I don't know what it is right currently. Let's see. Yeah, it's reacting down. It's reacting down, and it reacted down big on this candle, down to, let's see, the low of 84. This is a $100 stock. This was a killer quarter and a $20 billion stock buyback. I like this stock. Again, find an entry into this one in the 4 hour. Let's look at where it got you in because it doesn't perform great on the 4 hour compared to buy and hold, but this could get your entry. And FYI, yesterday afternoon, it got an entry at 90. You're able to buy this at 89.50. I like this one. Again, at some point in time, I think it's a $100 stock. So do you want to wait for it to go down to 60 or 70? Because you had the opportunity back in April to buy at 70. You had the opportunity in February to buy this back at 60 in February. Or I'm sorry, this was April 70. So again, you've had the opportunity. If you're going to buy it today at 90, just know I would put it in the notes that it's a $100 stock and I'm just going to buy it, forget about it until it gets to $100. The free cash flow on this one is amazing. And they're going to buy back 20 billion shares. $20 billion worth of shares, not shares. But again, that is huge. Now, $20 billion, the market cap is $186 billion. That percentage buyback is pretty damn big. Just think about that. Now, it's not going to be overnight. They're going to buy 20 billion. They're going to buy 20 billion over time. 1 year, you're up 52%. Year to date, you're up 48%. It's a good stock. Every time it gets taken down because of the Tesla robotaxi, just buy it. They're going to be around. This is not going away. And one that is not going away that I absolutely love, Shopify. Killed it, up 15%. Shopify, just so you know, Shopify is up 150% this year. 4 hour algorithm got you out. I've been clear on this one. Use the 4 hour algorithm to get in on this one. And when did I suggest getting in? By the way, I am out. I sold at like 90. I regret this. I thought it was a $100 stock. I didn't know it was going up to 150. But yeah, this one, look at that, how great that trend line has been. I didn't draw this. You want to know when I drew this trend line? Right, way back here in May. And it has held it up as support. And now you're probably going back to 176. That would make it an incredibly expensive stock. Again, valuation, you're trading at 91 times forward earnings. But their growth, unbelievable. This quarter was just an unbelievable quarter. I would wait for it to pull back. Over 1 year, you're up 143%. It's crazy. So there's your episode for today. I didn't do scans, and the reason I didn't do scans is because I did the power gap scan, and I did all of that. So if you want the 4 hours stocks that are scannable, get TrendSpider. You've got a free 2-week trial where you could literally develop your own 4 hour algorithm. Maybe it's not as good as mine, but the goal of this podcast is to get you to develop your own strategy. Mine is used as a crutch. It's a starting point for most people. And it's very simple, by the way. It's super, super simple. It's not hard. So don't think that I'm any kind of genius. It is very, very easy. If you have any questions, again, Linktree has everything. The TrendSpider sale. Don't even worry about the sale part. Just go and sign up for the hackathon. Use my link to sign up for the hackathon, and it's a free 2-week trial. You can get the newsletter here. You can get Seeking Alpha. Remember, I suggest the bundle. The bundle for Seeking Alpha is unbelievable, and it saves you more money than getting them separately. So if you have any questions, even on Linktree, I put my email address up there. So again, if you have any questions, you can simply reply to the newsletter every day that I send you, or you can just send me an email. I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you. Bye.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.